Hi, I'm Velshi with MSNBC. The Supreme Court just issued opinions in two big religious liberty cases. Carson v. Makin held that the state of Maine cannot withhold public funding from families relying on vouchers to attend religious schools. And Kennedy versus Bremerton came out in favor of the public high school football coach who lost his job after leading prayers on the 50-yard line. Joining me for a more perfect union is Jeffrey Rosen, the president and the CEO of the National Constitution Center. Jeff, these are big First Amendment cases with widespread implications. Help us understand the constitutional reasoning and the potential outcomes.
Absolutely, Ali. And it's very important that viewers read the decisions themselves. So I'm going to summarize the major arguments in both of them, the majority opinion and the dissent, and then I'll give a website where folks can read excerpts or even better, the full opinion. So let's start with the praying coach case. The court ruled 6-3 that a Washington school district violated the First Amendment rights of a high school football coach because he prayed at the 50-yard line after the game. And the crucial question sort of turned on the facts. Was the coach actually acting as a private citizen, engaging in private prayer, or was he an agent of the school inviting students to pray with him? In his majority opinion, Justice Neil Gorsuch said because the coach's speech was private speech, not government speech, and he never forced any of the players to join him, it was protected by the First Amendment. Justice Gorsuch stressed that respect for religious expression is indispensable to life in a free and diverse republic. In a really significant move, the court overturned a test for deciding whether there was a violation of church and state called the Lemon test that had been in place since the 1970s, and instead said you had to show evidence of coercion before you could establish a First Amendment violation. And here there was no coercion because the coach is just praying on his own and no one's forced to join him. Now, Justice Sonia Sotomayor vigorously dissents for the three liberal justices. First, she takes issue with the fact. She said, the coach wasn't just praying on his own off duty. It was after the game in full view of everyone. And because players felt pressure to join him, and in fact, she posted a picture in the majority opinion of other players joining him, there was social coercion. And in addition to accusing the majority of misconstruing the facts, and including these photographs of the coach praying on the fields, she said that it had misconstrued the law because it was crucially important to maintain separation of church and state. And here, effectively, the school was endorsing religion. There's another important case, and these are complicated, but I do want folks to read the decisions. It was a school voucher case, a 6-3 decision where the court said that the state had violated the free exercise clause. And Chief Justice John Roberts for the court says that a Maine law that gave funding to students to get a secular education, but denied funding to students to get a religious education, was a kind of discrimination against religion. Another vigorous dissent from Justice Breyer, who pointed out that Maine state legislators didn't want to force taxpayers to pay for education promoting religious views they disagreed with. And again, Justice Sotomayor, very forcefully in dissent, accuses the court of upending constitutional doctrine. Previous cases had allowed states to decline to fund religious organizations. Now, she said the majority was requiring Maine to subsidize religious indoctrination with taxpayer dollars. Once again, Ali, very important for viewers to take the time to read the decisions. The best thing you can do is read the whole thing, but you can also go to the National Constitution Center's website. We have excellent We the People podcast, which debate the arguments on both sides, and we're posting excerpts from the majority opinion and the dissents on our website, which is constitutioncenter.org.
Jeff, thanks as always. Jeffrey Rosen is the president and CEO of the National Constitution Center. Be sure to follow Jeff and the National Constitution Center on Twitter @RosenJeffrey and @ConstitutionCTR.